Girl, it's a shame. I won't be foolish, no. I wanna know. I wanna make sure I'm right, girl, before I let go.
Hey YouTube friends and family, I'm back again with another video, and today we're going to talk about the newest piece of equipment that I have to offer my clients. So as you see behind me, I have a TV set up, and yes, that TV is for karaoke. I'm getting into the karaoke as well as all the other stuff that I'm doing already. Weddings, sweet 16s, you name it, I can do it. All right, so as you see behind me, I have all of my equipment, and before I show you the karaoke setup, let me show you exactly how I set it up. All right, so let's go.
Mic check, it's working. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
All right, now that you saw me set up everything, let's talk about the setup. So what you see here as a stand, I'm using an Odyssey tri-fold stand, and it folds in 3 pieces, so it makes it easy to maneuver, easy to move. And as you see, the front looks very clean. You don't see any wires in the front. Of course, I will hide this stuff from the customer, but I'm just doing it now for the house. All the wires come in the back here. And on top of the stand, I have a ProX case. This ProX case houses the Rev 7 by Pioneer. This is kind of a new addition, and so far I like it. I really like how it works. I like the style, and we can talk about that later. The computer that I'm using is a MacBook Pro. Connected is a external hard drive that keeps all the music. Now, as far as the microphones, I use a Shure PG58 digital receiver that is hooked to the Rev 7, and the microphone itself is a PG58 microphone here. All right, this is a professional system. All right, so let's look at the back of the controller where you see all these wires. So looking at all the wires back here, I have the main mic set up here. That's the Shure. This is the Soundboard mic, the mics from the Soundboard. These 2 RCA cables right here is just a Bluetooth, so that way I can hook my phone up to the Bluetooth, and just in case of an emergency, I can play music from my phone. This cord right here goes to the computer. These are your 2 speaker cords. And of course, these are just the plugs to plug everything in. This is the power strip, and this is the back of the case. Usually I'll pull this out, and you can put the microphones here. All right, so now let's talk about the actual karaoke setup. So for the karaoke setup, I'm using 2 microphones made by, I think it's called Bietrun. Bietrun, I can't pronounce it. I'll put it in the description. One is red. Here is one of the microphones. It's red. And the next one is just gray. It's a gray microphone. All right, they sound pretty decent. And it's hooked into this soundboard through this receiver here. And this receiver is battery operated, but I'll leave it plugged in just in case, because it's always good to have a hard plug. And the reason I'm using this Yamaha MG06X, which I forgot to mention, is it has sound effects. And I like to use the sound effects here for karaoke. Otherwise, I'll just plug it straight to the Rev 7. But however, it's using karaoke, I like the sound effects on the MG06, and we'll talk about the sound effects in a second. All right. Here is the controller to the TV, which I really don't need once everything is set up. All right. This is just a converter to convert the HDMI over into my computer to USB-C. And of course, this goes down up to the TV, which this is a Roku 32-inch TV. And it's attached to a tripod made for TVs. So as you see, this piece is here, and this Roku actually comes off the TV stand very easily. This piece here is connected to the TV. All right, so this is everything you need to do a karaoke system. And of course you need something. I'm using Karafun, as you see here. And that's the system I'm going to use for karaoke. All right, so let's talk about the karaoke. Let's talk about how it works. So far, the microphone's been plug and play. I didn't have to do anything special to plug up the mics and for them to be used. Let's say you at a gig and you're DJing. This is your normal DJ setup, and now you're ready to transition into karaoke. So first you will log into the karaoke app. The karaoke app that I'm using is called Karafun, and it's down here, right? So when you log into Karafun, this is the screen you're gonna see right here. So I advise you to adjust a few settings before you get started. So let's talk about some of those settings that I will adjust, all right? So the first thing that I will adjust is I will go up here and to the playback. This start and pause is not selected when you first set up your Karafun account. Make sure you put that start and pause, and this basically means when the next song that is in queue comes up, it's going to stay paused until they're ready to sing, and then you actually play the song. If this is not checked, each song will continue to play without stopping in between. People have to switch mics, they have to get ready, they have to, clear their throat. Whatever they need to do to get adjusted to start singing, it has to be in pause before they start. All right, so the next thing that I look at, let's go over here. I actually activate the remote. What this means is it's going to generate a QR code, and it's going to be a different QR code every single time unless you have a Pro account. And they can either scan this QR code with a cell phone or mobile device, or go to this website. And this website, using this particular number, then they can access your karaoke, they can add to the queue, they can do things to that nature. This number always changes, this QR code always changes, so it's just one of those things. All right? And then you can look at the users, it will tell you who's actually logged onto your system, and it gives you permissions. So the permissions that I allow, I let them view in queue, add to the queue, and also send photos. The play, pause, and next, I do myself. I manage all the volumes, I manage all the cues. All right? The third thing that I do, I make sure that I have a separate screen, because let's say we're going to this one-hit wonders. And let's say, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna select any song. We add this song to the queue, right? So this is gonna come up next. It's actually loading now. And now it's playing, right? I'm gonna turn the volume down so you can hear it. Now it's, so you can hear me. Now it's playing. So you have to make this screen big. Actually, before you make it big, let's come out of here. You actually have to put it on the screen, the big screen, and then you make it big. And you can't see the big screen because I'm recording my computer screen, which makes the big screen a little dim. I'm not sure why it does that, but that's how the computer works. All right, so now that it's on the big screen, they're singing a song, and it's time to stop the song. You have to go here, you have to stop it, you have to make the screen small again, so that way you can see the next cue and go, go from there. In order to prevent that, you're going to select this button here, and now you have the song that they're going to sing on the main screen, and on your screen, this is what you're going to see. All right, you can select, you can go here, you can type in a name, all the songs come up. That's very simple to use. Let's just talk about the settings. All right, so other than that, let's make sure I talked about everything. Oh, there's one more setting. This setting here, the vocals, I always take the vocals out of them because they're not the original vocals. Sometimes they sound corny, sometimes it throws people off. Unless they want the vocals, I actually take this volume down, because trust me, they are not the original and they sound corny to me anyways. And there's another way you can do this. You can do this in the options, and you can mute all the vocals, you can mute the lead vocals, you can enable all the vocals. I mute all the vocals. All right, so as far as the settings, that's how you're gonna set everything up. And once everything is set up, you're ready to go. So let's talk about that. Okay, so now that you're at the gig, you wanna make sure everything is set up perfectly. Your DJ software is set up, your karaoke software is set up. Always have that Karafun on the screen, so that way the customers can walk up to the screen and they can scan the QR code. That way they can view the library, and they can also put in their songs in the queue. What happens is when customers arrive, they're going to go over to the screen. They're going to use their mobile device and they're going to look at this QR code. And once they put in the QR code, right, they're going to come up here. This is your session. They're going to put their name in. I'll put my name in as Charlie. They call me Keynote Charlie, so I'll put Charlie. All right, so once they put that in, they log in. So now they're logged into your system. They can see all the playlists or all the songs that are available. They can go by playlist, they can go by genre, the top 90s, top 80s, top whatever, new releases, whatever they want to hear, right? And let's say they want to hear some Whitney Houston. All right. So they want to hear some Whitney Houston. We got some Whitney Houston. All right. This is what they want to hear. So we're going to add this to the queue. So when they add this to the queue, as you see, it comes up on your screen here. It's added to the queue. And it also came up on the main screen because it was no other thing in the queue. There was no other songs in the queue. So it came up on the main screen. It's ready to play. All right. So they can look at the queue. So now they go back and they can actually see the queue. Oh, there's nothing in the queue. That's why. Let's put another song in the queue. Let's put Karaoke Classics. This doesn't matter. Add to queue. All right. That's added to the queue. Let's add a few more. Add the queue. Add a few more. Add the queue. All right. So all of these are added to the queue by the same person. Obviously, other people will be on their devices added to the queue at the same time. Now we have a few songs added to the queue. Let's look at how do we find the queue. There's a way to find the queue on here. This is the queue. So there's 4 tracks on the queue. So when they're looking at their phone, they can see exactly where their song is and when they're going to be next. They don't have to keep coming up and asking you. They can select the songs. They can look at the queue, and if they have any questions, then they can ask you. All right, and that's how it works. All right. So now once the queue was selected, this is the next song. All right, so turn it down a little so you can hear me. All right, so now they're singing and singing and singing and singing and singing, right? It goes all the way to the end. Let's put it to the end. Let's put about 8 seconds left. All right, so now it's going to go to the next song on the queue. And remember, it's going to start and pause. That means it's not going to automatically play the next song. It's going to wait until I actually push play. And when everybody gets the microphone, change the microphones. All right, so that's good. All right, so now let's get into the actual microphones and let's get into the soundboard so you can see how that works. To show you how this works with the microphone, so we're going to use this MG06X soundboard. I had to look over because I got the camera right here so I can barely see. All right, so on this MG06 we have the mic, which is hooked here. This is the receiver here. You can barely see it. It's not in view so much. Let's move it over so you can see it in view. All right, so let me just, all right, so this is the receiver here, and it's hooked to this channel 1. So this is the gain. This is the main, not the main volume, but this is the gain for the microphone here. This is the high, this is the low, and of course, this is the effects button. This is the reason why I'm using this board. All right, and this is the level. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, and then here we have another level. You can turn it up and turn it down, and here are our effects right here. So let's look at it and see how this works. So I'm gonna grab the microphone. It doesn't matter. I'm just grab the red one for now. Mic check, mic check. So I'm making sure it works. And as you can see, the effects are on because this is not my clear voice. As you can see, it's a little echo behind it. All right. So once this effects is off, let's turn it off so you can see the difference. The effects is off. This is how the microphone would sound without the effects. All right. So let's turn it back on and let's go over some of the effects. I like to keep it on the short right here. And you could put it on the long, and you hear a little, it's more of an echo. You could put it on reverb. This is how you adjust the effects here, but I like to keep it maybe right here, but let's adjust it so you can actually hear it in its most profound state. All right, so these are more. This is plate. This is room, and one more, this is hall. All right, so for karaoke, I like to use the short, but I put it right here. So when they're singing, it gives them a little more volume. It gives them a little more flavor, a little more taste. So that way, they don't sound as bad, to be honest with you. And a lot of people sound great. This just helps them, you know, it's a step below auto-tune, say it that way. It's not auto-tune, but it adds flavor, it adds volume. All right, and so this is how they're gonna use it. This is how they're gonna use the microphone. All right, so in order to make this work, we have to make sure our settings are correct. So you go into your system settings, and let's go into sound. All right, so system setting, and then we go into sound here. And looking at sound, make sure your output is on your controller. Once your output is on your controller, you're going to use line 1. You're going to use this line to control the volume. All right, so let's pull up our karaoke. All right, One Hit Wonders. Let's play One Hit Wonder next. All right, so let's go to the next song. Okay, let's play Funky Town. All right, Funky Town. All right, so when you're playing Funky Town, where is it at? Oh, here it is. All right, so we're gonna play Funky Town. All right, remember, everything is in this channel 1. So when you're mixing your DJing, when you're ready to play karaoke, make sure you switch over to channel 1 right here. And they get the microphone. And I'm not gonna sing, but this is how it sounds. And this is how we do karaoke. It is simple to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Just have to have the equipment, and you can do it. All right? All right, so I'm gonna take this down now. So I hope you get the gist of it. So this is the new setup that I have for karaoke. We're gonna use this for the parties that request it. So far I have 2 parties this coming up next month and the month after. One is a wedding and they want a karaoke. The other is a regular party. They want a karaoke. However, they want a traditional DJ as well. So I'm offering both. And this is just a short setup, a little setup of how it's going to happen when I actually get to one of the gigs, either the wedding or the party. I'll show you the actual setup and how it actually turns out. And I'm telling you, they're going to have a great time. So if you have any questions, please list them in the comments below. And hey, thank you for watching.